We're in. Hello, people. What's up, Eurovision people? It's SHAUUNZERS over here. Thank you so much for joining us again. I'm Sean, and I'm joined by these lovely people again. Some of them are back. Some of them have been residents now. I take it that you want to introduce yourself, so I'm going to start on my right,
That's
left.
me. That's me.
you.
That's you.
And that's me. I'm George from Italy, and I welcome you to this live stream. And now the word is to Panu.
Well, I'm Panu. I'm from Finland, and that's about it.
Well, I'm still EPIX Eurovision guy from Estonia, the neighbor of Panu.
And I'm a neighbor of Sean. We're neighbors here. All right, we shall begin now.
We shall begin. So, semi-final one is tomorrow, and we are really excited. I'm really excited. I couldn't sleep, and then when I woke up in a really good mood. So, yeah, we're really excited. And today we're going to talk about predictions. So, before this live stream, we all gathered our top 10 predictions for this semi-final, and we combined our lists. And I can confirm that we agreed on 6 countries, and these 6 countries are Lithuania, Ukraine, Malta, Russia, Sweden, and Cyprus. So let's just go through them very briefly. I'm going to start with Lithuania. The closest one to Lithuania is Gerd, ESTON. So yeah, Lithuania is going through, right?
It is. I mean, there's no doubt about it, right? It has to qualify. I think it would be a huge shock to see the group not reach the final. I can't see this happening. Discotheque is going through, and whole Europe will be dancing in their homes.
Yeah, I think Lithuania is a given.
Yeah.
Next up is Ukraine. And I know that Giorgio is a big fan of Ukraine, so why don't you...
I'm not a big fan of Ukraine. I just think
well, you're
that
not a
they
big fan of any
deserve.
of them.
I just think that they deserve to qualify because they have a very original song, and even though it's the type of song that the juries will never reward because it's too original, it's not basic enough for them, I guess, but the public will love it. And Ukraine deserves to keep their 100% qualification streak, so I'm happy for them, and I'm happy that the performance is turning out just so right for them.
100%.
Yes.
We all agree that Malta's going through, and I guess I'll take this one because, well, see my flag? Yeah, we're going through. We're closing the show. Destiny's hyped. Song is great. It's been number 1 on the betting odds for not enough time, apparently. Yeah, Destiny's boots have arrived as well. Malta's going through, and I think this is probably going to do really well in the jury vote, enough to win it, I think.
I mean, it's performing last, so it's going to do well in the televoting as well, probably.
Yeah. Will it win the televote, though?
Maybe, maybe not. I think the televoting is going to be close between Russia, Lithuania, and Malta in this semifinal.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting you mentioned Russia. It's our next definite qualifier. Panu, do you want to take Russia?
Well, I think it would be a crime if Manisa wouldn't qualify. So obviously they are going to qualify, and I think Russia will do really well in televote. I'm not sure about the jury, but like the televote has Manisa's back. So
yeah, I agree about the jury, but it's the exact type of song that the Italian jury will give their 12 points to. So I think they're safe anyway.
Yeah,
we always give the jury 12s to random acts, so not gonna be surprised if we do. But yeah, I don't like Russia's song at all, but I don't think that the performance is stunning, so they will obviously make it, and they will be a televote success.
Yeah,
I don't think it's a possible televote winner. It's far from that, but it will do well enough for it to qualify.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it's gonna do that well in the televote enough to win, but in a way, I sort of can't see the jury destroying it as much as we thought they would when it was first released. So yeah, I think Russia should have no problems qualifying. Speaking of someone who the jury won't destroy, Sweden is qualifying, and it's only fair we take it to Finland. about Sweden? What do you think about Sweden, Manu?
Well,
Ruotsi.
Ruotsi. Well, personally, I don't like the song. Well, I don't usually like Swedish entries, so that doesn't come as a surprise. But like, they always play safe, and it's the case this year also. So they are going to.
Okay, we gotta be honest here. The Swedish song has no redeeming qualities. It has lazy production, predictable melody, the same Swedish lyrics that go nowhere. It has a weak performance. There is no reason that the jury should be saving this as much as it's going to be. But it will pull through inevitably thanks to the juries. But I'm going to be surprised if it gets any more than 50 televoting points in the semifinal, because there's no way people are going to connect with it.
Well, some people vote for Sweden just because it's Sweden, so that's.
I mean, yeah,
Well, I
everybody
just
needs to
love
like
this
Sweden,
entry.
but-
Not typically. I mean, 2018 was terrible in my opinion, for example, and there are other examples. But this year, I actually really like Tuse's voices, and I think there's a message behind it as well, which is not typical for Sweden. It is what we typically, well, the sound is what we typically expect from Sweden, but that's normally very well produced. So is that a bad thing? I don't know, but it's going through for sure.
Yeah, I did for a minute stop to think that this could be a non-qualifier for Sweden, but eventually I don't think it will be a non-qualifier. It's bland. I actually think the staging is worse than Melodifestivalen. There's too much cream in the coffee for me, and on the rehearsal snippet, there was a point where the staging was completely flooded in white light and you couldn't see anything. And maybe they ironed it out, but also because it's coming so early in the running order, I don't think this will have much appeal with the televote, more than 50 televotes, and that's 50 televote points, and that's a lot.
But at the same time, it's coming after Russia, which is very extreme and out there. So for people who just like a good pop song from Sweden, that's a very, very nice spot for them, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. A country that will probably do well with both the jury and the televote, and that we all agree on as well, is Cyprus. Giorgio, do you want to take Cyprus? Because I know you're in love
it's
with
my
the song.
second favorite. Initially expected it to do kind of like Tempted, but then seeing Elena perform and stuff like that, I was convinced that she's going to do much better. Like, I'm not saying she's going to win or anything, but she's going to bring Cyprus another really nice result, and she looks very charismatic in the performance, so I can't wait to see it tomorrow. I don't think she needs my vote to qualify, but I'm sure that she will.
Let's hope people don't think like you, because then they won't vote for her. But
No.
Cyprus is probably my biggest grower after rehearsals. I mean, I literally just updated my Eurovision scoreboard app, and Cyprus jumped up 12 places. So the live performance is amazing. Not surprisingly, but I did think that she would suffer vocally. She's great. She's really good vocally. And I really think that the staging is appropriate and sort of, it keeps you guessing in a way. Like, they have
she looks
5
possessed.
Diablos. Yeah, it's great. And I
kind of like a
genuinely
3-minute horror movie,
Yeah.
but a well-executed one.
For me personally, I still don't like the song, and I'm not really a big fan of the staging either. But I still think Cyprus is going to, but I don't think they will do that well in jury vote, because I feel like this is the type of song that juries aren't a fan of. So yeah, but I feel like this can be really high in televotes, like probably in top 3.
Yeah, I agree. The public vote will probably like it more, but at the same time, I can't see the jury leaving it out of the top 10 either. So it's making it to the final.
Interesting. So there are 6 countries that we all agreed are qualifying, but there is only one country that we all agreed is out. And I think we can all guess, but
Surprise, surprise.
the country that we all guessed is going out is
Is
Norway.
it Greece's
No, I'm kidding.
neighbor?
It is Greece's neighbor. It is North Macedonia.
Oh yeah.
I have nothing to say. If anyone wants to pitch in, feel free.
So who's gonna be rude here? Is it gonna be me?
Obviously.
well, you are obviously very rude. You said
Oh,
our not the last live stream, but you said it was not even a song. So
Yeah, that's what I was about to say again. Actually, it's not a song. It's just a 3-minute vocal show off that goes absolutely nowhere, and that's
I
why
agree.
it's gonna do nothing. Like it's going to be last in televoting. I don't know if the juries will award his vocal performance, but that's the only thing that he has to offer. Great vocals, but he's just standing there like a little girl trying to recite her little poem, and that's the only thing that I get from that performance. It's really pathetic.
Well, for me,
think-
it's just like too much Disney. So
Disney
I mean-
never looked this bad. I mean, I like Disney, and I don't think that they have bad songs. The problem with this one is I actually thought it would get better live because it couldn't get any worse, and it actually got worse. I mean, Vasil, from the little snippet we saw, he sang like a priest, like I'll try to break. No, and ripping off Daughter's staging, as a Eurovision fan, I find that so unoriginal. And then he shows up on the turquoise carpet like he just walked out of Burger King with his crown. No. I really think this is coming last in both the jury and the televote. And I say that because the closest comparison we can make with this one is, and mind you, the song was miles better, Kobe Marimi, that sort of vocal show-off song, came dead last in the jury with 0. I can't see the juries giving
But that
much
sounded
love
like a
to
song. This one
and it's
doesn't.
not 0, let alone this one. Can I get any minus points?
okay, let's stop the huge negativity for one moment. I mean, I agree. This will most likely finish last, but it is a song. It's not the best song ever, but he sings it well, and I think the live performance is better than the video. The video was, I mean, that was boring as hell. I don't like that he's using, Daughter's disco boobs, but at the same time, the people that are watching it most likely don't even know who Daughter is.
and they don't even know that Bulletproof exists. So
Exactly. And the snippet that we had, I mean, he literally is just standing there and singing his song. Yeah, there isn't much to say about it, but I don't agree that it's as terrible as you say it is. It is a song and it can be enjoyed, and there will be people who will like this.
Yeah, Slovenians and Croatians.
At least someone.
So we all agreed on the countries that are qualifying and the ones that aren't qualifying, but there are 9 countries that are probably borderline. I would say they are borderline. And not all of us agreed that they're qualifying. And I'm going to start with Croatia. If you think Croatia is going to qualify, put your hand up. So we have 3 people. That's very self-explanatory.
'I'll be a hater.
3 people think that Croatia is going through. EPIX Eurovision guy, you want to start us off?
It's a borderline for me. I struggled really with 3 songs. I think for me, 7 songs were certain qualifiers. But Croatia, for a moment, I did not put it through. Then I put it through, and then I didn't. And the reason behind it is I think either this or Israel will make the final. They are pretty similar visually. They're both pop songs, and I don't know if there's room for both of them. Yeah, that's my thought behind it. I do slightly lean towards a qualification because, well, televoters will eat it up. Jury probably will appreciate the vocals, and the staging looks amazing. So, yeah, I think this is qualifying, but borderline for me.
I think there's room for both Israel and Croatia. Because, like, in the end, they offer two different things. Like, this one is much boppier, while Israel is much more about, Eden's performance skills and her live vocals and her whistle notes. So I think both of them can pull through.
Well,
you're right. They're borderline.
In the end, but yeah.
Yeah, they're borderline, though. I agree with you. So I'm not going to be surprised if one of them or even two of them don't make it. But I do think that Croatia might have an edge with the juries over Israel because, it's a more low-key song. Like, nothing really happens in the song. It's very smooth. It's a good pop song, you have to admit it. And Albina performs very well, so I think that he will do well with the juries. So, yeah.
I do think Croatia is borderline, and it's literally the last song I crossed off. I was talking to Panu actually this morning, and I showed him my list, and Croatia was there. But I kept thinking on another country, who I won't reveal just yet. And yeah, I might be wrong, but I just think that Croatia might just really, really, miss the mark at the last hurdle. I do think it's if one of Israel or Croatia is going to qualify, I do think it will be Croatia. I do think they're serving similar, at the end of the day, the audience won't have time to dissect it that much to say, oh, but Croatia is different from Israel because of this. They will get the same votes. And just because they're so close, I fear that they might cancel out each other a little bit. I think I do want Croatia to qualify, but it's literally the last song I crossed off.
I was going back and forth with Croatia and one other country, and I ended up putting Croatia in because I feel like televote will support this song a lot because like it's a nice pop song. So people will vote for like, oh, I can work with this. If there's like people watching who don't like, aren't like big Eurovision fans, they are like, oh, I can work with this song, and they vote for that song. So I feel like, yes.
Okay, so right after Croatia in the running order is Belgium, and three of us think that Belgium is going through. EPIX Eurovision guy.
I would love for Belgium to go through. It is in my overall top 10. I love the song. But I don't know. The live performance that we saw, it's just dull. There's nothing going on.
Either.
And it is niche and it is jury bait, but I don't know if it's enough to get it through. I would love to get to see Belgium in the final, but with the live performance, there's nothing going on, and I'm afraid that it could be forgotten. Because what we saw in the rehearsals is not really impressive. The band is playing their fake instruments, there's some faces in the background, that's it.
And I actually thought...
Go.
You can go on.
Okay, no.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Hanno, go ahead.
I wanted to say... What?
Well,
No, because I wanted to say that I think exactly the opposite from what ESTON said. Because he said he likes it, but he says he doesn't think it's going to qualify. I absolutely despise that song, but I think it's going to make it. Because, as you said, there's nothing going on. But the contrast with the other songs where there's too much going on will make people want to vote for it. Because they're going to be like, oh my God, finally a breath of fresh air from all that neon lights and colors and explosions of sounds and stuff like that. our ears are finally getting to rest, so let's vote for Belgium. I think that's going to happen.
I hope so. I hope so.
I hope it's going to be as you said, but
I'm not really a fan of that big face on that LED screen. I feel like it takes away a lot from that performance. Like for me personally, I just turned away. But I love that Belgium is going back at like those mysterious performances. So that's a plus. But I don't know. I'm not liking this song, but I think it will go through.
this
I
mysterious
actually
vibes is everything Belgium has been doing since City Lights. They need to switch it up now.
And since City Lights, including City Lights, I think this is the best song Belgium has sent in Eurovision. I think I'm a little bit between ESTON and Giorgio. I love this song. It's in my top 10. And I do think it will stand out, especially between Croatia and Israel, who are, whether you like them or not, they are the two sort of plasticky, cheapest pop songs in this semifinal. And they're both meant for a generally younger audience. This is going to get the votes of the adult, contemporary, even people in their 20s, you know, like not everyone likes to think mainstream. And I previewed the songs to two of my friends who haven't heard the songs last Saturday, and both of them said Belgium needs to qualify because, I don't know, it also has this vibe that it's a song that people don't expect to see in Eurovision. So that would immediately tune in viewers. Having said that, I think this will come top 3 in the jury. I don't think it will do that bad in the televote, and I can genuinely see it coming 3rd or 4th in the jury vote. And I don't think Belgium is missing out. And if they do, I would probably shed a tear because this is really, really good.
So
Yeah,
this is one for
I agree.
boomers.
I agree, but it really is high quality entry, and if the juries don't rate this highly, I mean that's another nail
That's
in
a
the jury's
crime.
coffin because that would be a huge crime. This is one of the most high quality entries overall this year.
I fail to see any
That-
quality in it. Honestly, it's just very flat. Like
Yeah.
because Hooverphonic spent the last year bashing Eurovision, and then they can even come up with a song that's good enough for it. So
Well, we disagree here, but yeah, last year they didn't really behave in the best way possible. Let's put it that way. But again, people watching
Nobody will know
won't,
that. Yeah.
won't
Yeah,
know
nobody will
that.
know.
They will have no idea. And Hooverphonic is a big name. Actually, they're a huge band, and
they haven't had a hit since 2011 here.
maybe
Like that's a whole decade
but-
ago.
I mean, I
Well-
didn't know about Hooverphonic before, but they're still a name. So I would like to see them qualify, and I think it was very, very close for me to put it through instead of either Israel or Croatia. Let's see. I hope it
Well-
does qualify.
Belgium isn't the only one in the semi-final, and we've also got other countries, one of which is Azerbaijan. Two of us
Ooh.
think Azerbaijan is going through. Okay, I'm gonna kick this off. Here's the thing. Azerbaijan is, even though there are more ethnic songs in the semi-final, one of which comes right after them, Ukraine, I think Azerbaijan is safe. They have a really, really good song. It's a really ethnic, you know, boppy, catchy tune that I think viewers will really resonate to. I think the jury won't destroy that much. And a lot of the shade is coming because from the Eurovision bubble because one, it's not as good as Cleopatra, and viewers won't know that Cleopatra existed. And two, I think we expect Azerbaijan to do something, you know, exceptional with the staging every year. And maybe this year they kept things a little bit simpler, and we're saying, oh, it's such a bad performance. I think Azerbaijan is a safe qualifier. I don't want to go again all Weeby blogs on this one, but the Turkish diaspora in Europe will be voting for this one. I don't see Azerbaijan not making it.
The Turkish diaspora never voted for Azerbaijan. Like they don't even bother.
Well, they voted for Serhat, who is Turkish, but not
But
even
it's Turkish.
Well, she's literally
Sir-
singing some of the songs. in
Serhat
Turkish,
didn't
so-
qualify the first time that he participated. And in 2019, he had a huge advantage because he performed last in the semifinal, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, and also in the final, his votes were completely random. Like, he got sets of 10 points from the most random countries that didn't even have Turkish immigrants. So, but back to Azerbaijan.
Yeah.
I'm being judged.
No, I think the guy in the left
I think
bottom
that's
is
me.
Manu.
Left bottom.
Oh,
Left bottom
I
is,
don't know.
is Gerd.
I
Yeah.
think so as well.
That's
Yeah,
because
yeah.
he has a very judgmental face, but he's not. He's actually a nice guy. Don't come for him.
Thank you. Thank you.
Anyway, back to
We love
Azerbaijan.
him. Back to Azerbaijan.
Back to Azerbaijan. It's one of my favorite songs. It's in my top 10 somewhere. I don't remember where, but I think it's better than Cleopatra for me because it kicks harder. But there's a problem with it that the live performance is objectively boring. Like the choreo is very basic. There's nothing going on in there, and I think that it will just come off as kitsch, as tacky to people, and that will just leave it like 13th in both votings. And I don't know. I just see it going this way. I hope that she pulls through because I really like the song, but that's what I think. It's just too boring. Like the live presentation is not good enough. That's the problem.
Yeah, well, I guess I'm gonna keep judging then because personally, I don't like the song, and I do agree that the stage performance is just too boring. There's nothing going on. They're doing their little choreo. They have a lot of wide shots where it just looks like, I don't know, there's little ants on the stage, and it doesn't work for me. There's nothing there that would really pull people in. And after Azerbaijan comes Ukraine, which has so much more power. It's also ethnic, but it has so much. It's right in your face. And yeah, I just think that because of that, people might forget a bit about Azerbaijan. It's borderline, but I'm pretty sure myself that Azerbaijan will not make it to the final.
Panu, you're on the defense. What do you think?
I think Azerbaijan is going through. I think Televote will support Azerbaijan that much, but I don't feel like Jury will like this song. And one of the reasons why I put Azerbaijan in is because they usually qualify. The only time they didn't qualify was in 2018, and even then they were really close to qualifying. So
Yeah, and that was an arguably more difficult semifinal, and they were opening the show, and they had a generic pop song which everyone else had that year. So
yeah.
Moving on, two people think that Israel is going through. Raise your hands, those who think Eden is in.
Oh.
Go ahead.
I love Eden.
Me too.
I
Me
might be deluded when saying that she's going to qualify, but she has so much power, so much charisma, so much stage presence that I just don't see her missing out. Like, it will be a crime to leave her in the semifinal, even though the song is not the best. She gives her all with those whistle notes, and she gives her all on stage. And maybe the staging is a little bit messy, but at least it's not boring. So I don't know. I think that she comes off as cool, and that's just enough to make her pull through. I do agree that she's very borderline, but I wouldn't write her off. Gerd?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we agree on it qualifying. It is very borderline. I wouldn't be surprised either way. But the whistle notes will be a moment that people will remember and jury will appreciate. Her vocals are amazing. And the song is a decent pop song. I mean, there's not much to say about it other than the whistle notes. But the whistle notes are a moment.
And Ariana Grande wishes.
Yeah, and how she performs them. I mean, she's like does her whistle notes
Yeah,
It's
she
not a
looks
big deal.
effortless.
I'm just smiling at the camera. Oh,
And
the
then
song
she
is
does
o-
this thing
the
with her
song
face.
is over.
Like, doing
Okay,
this,
thank you.
and then she does, like, it's like the most, mainstream thing ever. I want I want Eden Allen to qualify because I like her a lot. I do like the song. I do go back, to the songs she had in her selection, and I think this was easily the best one. But I don't know. The staging is too messy. The performance ends up looking messy. I don't get why they have the dress reveal. I don't get why she's covered in braids. She looks like, worms are sucking from her. And ultimately, I don't think people vote on styling, but styling might turn people off. And the whole thing she has on the head with the braids, I appreciate that that's something that is, close to her ethnic roots and
She's an
everything.
empowered woman of color. She has every
And
right to
so,
show off her
yeah.
heritage.
Yeah, but I just think this will miss out. And like I said, Croatia and Israel, very close, and I think they will steal each other's votes and they can cancel each other out.
The reason why I don't think Israel is going to qualify is because I feel like people will rather vote for Croatia than Israel. I just have that feeling. So, yeah. It's sad, but I don't see.
I have one important comment now. Okay, you guys know something's going on with Israel and Palestine, yeah?
I was about
Yeah.
to mention that.
Yeah.
I'm ahead of the time. Well, do you guys think that this will impact Israel negatively or positively?
Yes, it will.
Will
I-
affect negatively.
Negatively?
Of course. Definitely.
I don't know, because I feel like I've been reading some opinion polls in Europe, and it's almost like a majority of Europe, especially in the East, is more on Israel's side in this conflict.
Yeah,
So I don't know.
That's
I don't know
interesting.
if it's going to.
I think it is a possibility that it will influence people, but exactly like you all said, it can go either way, and it depends on the person and the media around the person. So, yeah, at the end, I think those two sides will cancel each other out, and
Yeah.
we're left where we started.
Yeah, like regardless of what I think
Yeah,
of the situation, I'm going to vote for Eden because she's my favorite because I love her, and it's not a vote for Israel; it's a vote for Eden. Like I want her to
I
be in
would
the
as
final.
well. If I voted for Eden Allen, which I won't, but if I did, I would vote for Eden, not for Israel. But
Exactly.
even
I never vote for the country; I just vote for who's my favorite.
Yeah.
You know?
yeah, even without the political situation, I think this would be borderline verging on no rather than yes. So it would be I mean, we will never know actually how much this will affect or not, but yeah, I think it can go either way. Two of us think. Oh my god, where's my English? I'm exhausted. Two of us think that Ireland are going through. Go ahead.
I love the Irish entry. It's in my top 3 this year. It has been since it was released. I think it's one of the best Irish entries for quite some time, and it has so much power. I mean, Leslie is so likable. The staging looks fantastic. It really is something that we haven't really seen done before. It will be remembered. And the only concern that I've had, and I still have, is the vocals. It's
Yeah, I agree with you.
that's the only thing that worries me. The second rehearsal was a lot better than the first one, and some live performances that she's had before. So if she does a decent job, then I'm not worried about the public vote. But just the jury might rank her down if the vocals fail completely. But at the same time, I mean, we talked about Serhat. He missed every note in his song, so and he still qualified.
Yeah, you don't need to be a powerhouse vocalist to win Eurovision. Just look at Ellen Neke, Alexander Rybak, Lena. All people who can't hit a note if their life depended on it, and yet they won Eurovision. So
You're on the side that thinks Ireland is not going to qualify.
Yeah, but that's not the reason. Like, it's
Okay.
not the vocals. It's that as much as I love Leslie, her stage presence is really lacking. Like, she's not a live performer. She's better off as a songwriter. Hello, Justine. And yeah, I mean, I do like the song. It's actually Rodrigo's favorite, so he's going to vote for it. But yeah, I just see it, getting forgotten amidst all the others. I would be happy if she qualified, but I'm not confident about it. But once again, she's yet another borderline act for me. So yeah. Panu?
Well, for me, I personally love the song. I would love to see Ireland qualifying, but my issue with the song is that I have heard it a lot of times. I go back and listen to it a lot. But a question: can any of you actually remember the lyrics? Because I can't.
Only one way
Trying
you
all
will
around
know.
places.
I can barely
Apart
remember
from
the
the
melody,
chorus.
actually.
Yeah. So I think that can be a problem, but I feel like the staging will help it a lot, and I really hope it does. But as for now, I don't see.
Well,
Leslie
I'm
going.
gonna let down the armor and say that.
Don't worry, I'll do it for
actually,
you. I'll do it for you. I think the staging is really gonna help.
Yeah.
Juries have been voting for staging a lot lately, and if anything, they will really appreciate the complicated staging, the ambition of the staging, and if they do get it, I mean, we haven't seen one rehearsal where they got it perfect with the staging. I think now I've been reading a blog on the dress rehearsal this afternoon. They nailed the staging, and Leslie's vocals have never sounded better. So I think they are there, and this is definitely the most borderline for me. Like Ireland and another country I'm going to talk about later on are the two that I really had to sleep on them to actually put them in my 10. But ultimately, yeah, this might be coming out of a place of I want Ireland to qualify more than I think it will. But eventually, there is a commercial break after Ireland. And right before Ireland is North Macedonia. And we all know that that's not going to stand out. So if anything, it will, lap people back up. And again, I think it's qualifying in the most borderline regions ever, but I think it will. I'm not sure, but I think it will.
More
and
borderline than
actually,
Norway 2012?
No, that was a tie break, right?
That was tiebreak, yeah.
It depends. It depends.
not a,
It depends.
I mean, like we said about Belgium, that it will get some middle-aged or older votes. I think the same applies for Ireland as well. It kind of has this little bit of retro throwback vibe to it. And actually, I let my mother listen to all of the songs this year, and Ireland was the only one that she really loved.
That's interesting.
And yeah, I think that Ireland is definitely going through.
Someone said the staging is so cheap. Is it?
Well, for me, the paper thing is looked cheap, but also at the same time, we haven't seen that type of thing on the Eurovision stage, so that can be a good thing actually.
Summoning an Ireland qualification. Well,
Yeah, let's summon it
let's
together.
just hope. Let's just
Hands
hope
up,
that
hands
they
up,
qualify.
hands up, everybody. You too. Summoning an Irish qualification.
So there are four
Ireland has
countries.
qualified.
There are four countries that we haven't talked about yet, and each one of them has them in their top 10. So one person said Australia's going to qualify. Raise your hand. Panu, go ahead.
I feel like Australian entry is different than others, so I think it will help them. But also, I personally, this isn't my favorite song from Australia, but also I can see people liking it because it's different and people want to vote for different songs. And I feel like some people might vote for it just because they couldn't be in Rotterdam. So, yeah.
Someone said Australia will be in the top 10. It's different. Plus, she'll get sympathy votes.
Exactly.
That's
It
not
is
a bad
different,
point.
But
It
is
is
it a good
different.
different?
Yeah, and it said your top 10. Wow.
Yeah, it is in my top 10, but
yeah.
many people are going to think it's chaotic, and I can't blame them for it. That's
Me
why I
neither.
don't think it's going to qualify. Plus, she looks like she's in constant pain in the performance.
Exactly.
That's a problem.
I was
It
about
puts
to mention
people
that.
off.
Yeah,
She
looks
doesn't look
worried.
cool. She looks
She looks-
uncool, actually. That's not a good
does.
thing.
She does. She does.
Like, she
And I
doesn't
think
want...
even if the staging, I think the staging works, and I don't think it looks like she's in a different arena. But obviously, the commentators will mention that. If they didn't, I think there will be people who wouldn't think that. But yeah, she doesn't look like she's into it. She looks worried, and you have to be midnight, Izzy, yeah, you have to be boom, pop, pow. She's not like that. And the clip we saw is an exclusive preview from the actual performance. So if it's like that throughout the whole performance, I'm worried. I don't particularly want Australia to qualify, but I had it borderline with Ireland, and eventually, based off of the likability factor, Leslie Roy is a much more likable, endearing, and charismatic soul than Montaigne will ever be on the performance.
Yeah, Montaigne kind of looks like the annoying Tumblr girl, and that's gonna put a lot of people off.
Her voice
but
bothers me.
the song is very difficult to sing, vocally very demanding, and so the juries might really respect it, especially Swedes. I mean, Sweden and Australia every year basically give each other 12 points. So, and they're both in the semifinal. They're going to help each other out. Sympathy votes, yes, probably some, because as far as we know, she's probably going to be the only one that's not performing in Rotterdam and is left in her home country, which is sad. And I'm sad.
She did? She worked with the Max Martin? I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. Thanks, Joshua Rodriguez, for telling us.
Thank you.
But yeah, Australia, it can qualify, but this is a bloodbath, and there are so many great
entries. And she's
going
to drown in it.
Yeah. In the end, I don't see this making it. It's an okay song, but no.
Yeah. One of us thinks Romania is going to qualify, and I'm surprised it's only one of us.
Only
one?
Oh my god!
Yeah,
it's just me. Only one hand. All right. So why do you think Romania is going to qualify?
Tell us.
Yeah, we all saw that the performance is not as good as we wanted it to be. Maybe we expected it from Roxanne's performances last year at her Selezione Nazionale. But I do think that Roxanne is a really cool girl. Like, especially for young people, they see her vulnerability, they see her singing in a certain way, and they're going to be like, oh my god, I can relate to her so much. She's truly one of us. And she's going to get a lot of young people votes here. I don't know. Yeah, the juries will not help, but...
Yeah.
Ooh.
I don't think the juries will help at all. And if anything, this, to me, came into the contest as a song that the juries will get behind. If the juries can't get behind this because of the obvious vocal issues that Roxanne has, I can... this, to me, and I know this will be unpopular, I can't see this coming bottom 3 in the semi-final. Combined.
Oh, wow. That's ruthless.
I can actually see that happening as well. And what I don't like the most about it is that they tried to create the music video on the stage, and it just
and they didn't need to.
Yeah,
they didn't.
The staging is all over the place. She just needed to be there alone, in my opinion. I don't think that they confided in her stage presence enough to leave her alone on stage, but she really did something minimal, like Christian Costo, for example, because the vibes are similar. And it's such a pity because I love Roxanne, and she's the closest thing that we got to these current girls who are popular, like Olivia Rodrigo. And I do think that she has a lot of commercial potential. No, Victoria's more like Billie Eilish, but
Okay. I'll
Yeah, but
take that, yeah.
like Roxanne has a huge global superstar potential because she's, I don't know, she just represents everything that's cool today. Like she's very vulnerable. She has the indie girl voice. She's pretty. She has everything. So it's
Well,
such a
I wish she
pity.
could sing. And
Huh?
that was actually, I wish she could sing. And they actually said the vocal problems on the dress run today were not just pitch, they were timing. She was losing her time.
Oh,
So
poor girl. She's very nervous.
yeah, she is
But
nervous. And
that makes her endearing to people. People want something real, not something plastic. It's 2021. Trust me.
Well,
So
I don't know. Yeah, go on.
I was really surprised to see that only one of us think it's going through, because I thought I'm the only crazy person that is putting her as a shock non-qualifier. Because last time I was here, I actually was the only one that thought Romania might not qualify because
hand
you
up.
as well. Okay,
Since day one.
but anyway, I said that I'm afraid that it will get lost. It will be forgotten. And I still have the same feeling. The visuals are decent, but the vocals are terrible. I don't know why, because I mean, last year in the Romanian national selection, it was
wasn't
on
that
point.
bad.
I mean, I'm not saying it was perfect, but she can sing.
Yeah.
This year,
She's
all
just
the
very-
rehearsals that I've heard, I mean, can't hit the single note.
No. And I also
And,
wonder, like,
She's a shy girl. Okay,
And-
I think that we need to send her a hug here. Like, we
Well-
all need to send her a virtual hug.
Well, I don't know. Is
Miss
it like?
Universe.
Well, I don't know. Is it a good thing when you have to like be like, oh, you can do this, because you should be like, yes, go. This is perfect. So I don't think that will help at all.
I want to make a small point, even about the choreography. It looks so scripted, and obviously it is, but you don't want to make it look scripted. There was a point in the rehearsal clip where one of the dancers is dragging her around, that puts his arms under her shoulders, and she literally did this 2 seconds after he did. Like,
Maybe she performed it in her hotel bathroom and she perfected it. We'll never
during
know.
the turquoise carpet event. I think we've said what we need to say about Romania, but someone, and again, I'm surprised only one of us did, someone thinks Norway is going through.
Who is that?
Am I the only one?
Yeah.
Thunder and lightning is
okay.
getting exciting.
Well, I hope it's not qualifying.
That is four of us.
Hand up.
I really hope it's not qualifying, because it would take a spot away from a song that deserves it way more, that is better,
Belgium.
more quality. Exactly. For example, Belgium or even Romania. But it will stand out. People will remember it. It's very basic and it's childish. I can imagine kids wanting to vote for the big guy with angel wings. It's just gonna
The
stand
big guy
out.
is like,
I mean,
Yeah.
well, huge angel wings. The staging is very childish.
Small guy
it's
with very
very
big wings.
simple, and I mean, the jury has really ranked pop songs, even basic pop songs, quite highly sometimes. So it can go either way. The public vote, I think it will do a decent job. Yeah, I just have a feeling that unfortunately this might qualify, just because it stands out so much. People will remember it in a negative way, in a positive way, but in the end, it is important to stand out and be remembered.
Well, I have to say, when it comes to juries, if juries didn't like Kano that much, will they actually like this one?
If they like this one and they didn't like Kano, I am going to go on a tour across Europe and butcher 5 juries from every. Just saying, if they put Kano at 11th place in the semi-final and they put Tix anywhere higher than 15th place in the semi-final, I am really going to flip, because there are 3 crimes that can be committed in this in the semi-final. Ireland not qualifying, Belgium not qualifying, and Norway qualifying. Because I think, with those 6 countries, they're all going to qualify. So I don't think they could have won. Actually, Monument, yes, would
Yes.
not have, no, I thought he said would have won.
Yes.
Santiago, Monument would have won.
Spirit in the
2021.
Sky did a
could
win
have
that
won.
Monument would
I
not
think
have
it
won.
would have
Snow
won.
Cold is right. But I do think, I agree with Gerd about the televoting potential that this song has, but I think that it's going to get Verona'd. It will get decent televoting points, like even 70 points, because it objectively stands out. But which juror with any self-respect will vote for the Norwegian song? Like, come
I
on.
hope no one.
I hope no one,
but
honestly.
in the end, he's up there with these huge angel wings, singing an extremely basic song that he claims has a message, but the message doesn't really come through. And he does it in the most lifeless, uneventful way possible. Like, the only thing that's going on is the angel wings. And yeah, I mean, it just comes off as tacky. So I don't think it's going to be a televote qualifier, but the juries are going to bury it. Even under Macedonia, maybe.
But the vocals are on point.
Yeah, but what vocals are those? It makes one note.
You should come in here being able to sing. I mean, we're not going to give you points just you can sing.
We are discussing a lot of songs and a lot of artists that have
it makes
had
one note.
live
Everybody's able to sing one note. Come on.
So yeah, I mean, as I said, I hope this won't qualify, but at the same time, commentators probably will tell a bit about the story and the background as well. And a lot of people just like the song as well. We don't like the song, but I know tons of people who love Norway this year. Absolutely love it.
And I'm not
talking even about Norwegians, but other people. So
did one of these people have coronavirus?
No,
because they must have lost their taste. No, I'm just kidding. One final point I want to say about Norway is not even Tix or his delegation think that this is a good song, because clearly they're trying to blast the PR with his backstory and his Tourette's and not being accepted and all of this crap, which, okay, is sad, but everyone has a story at the end of the day, And now he's trying to get some votes by being Effendi's lover, and she's clearly not interested. She clearly doesn't understand a word he's saying. Oh, if this qualifies, I would be livid. And there is one country that we haven't talked about, and it is my 10th qualifier, and y'all are going to hate me for this, I know.
No, I don't hate you.
I think Slovenia is actually in the mix to qualify. And I literally made up my mind about this 10 minutes before we went live. But I crossed out Croatia and I put on Slovenia. Here's why. I played this song to my mother, my aunt, and my
And they started praying.
No, but they said
this
is amazing. They really fell in love with it instantly. And it leads, 3 people is not a very large sample, yes. But it leads me to say, if there is an older proportion of viewers who are voting, and there is, not everyone who's watching Eurovision is 19, 20, and 21. There is a large proportion of viewers who vote who are, in the 50+ age category. And I think they will get behind this. Even the religious stands, which they are there, I think they would really get behind this. And while this is the one I'm least confident about in my prediction, also because of the way the running order is, I mean, if my 10 had to go through, I would have the first 4 songs all qualifying, and that only happened once in 2008. So I wouldn't be surprised if I'm wrong on this one, but I just feel like I had to put it out there. And I was literally going back and forth Slovenia, Croatia, and Ireland, Australia. And eventually I picked Slovenia and Ireland.
Well, the
I would
EBU
love
clearly
to see Slovenia qualify. That would really make my day. I love the song, but it could have a chance with better running order. From second spot in this semi-final, I can't see it. It is different. The vocals are great. The live performance, staging wise, not convinced. I mean, she did have a lot of problems standing in the wrong place. Hello, Belgium. But yeah, I mean, it will get religious votes probably. All the other people will vote for El Diablo. But yeah, jury could appreciate this, but I can also see the jury going to bury it. It can happen as well, because it's not a radio-friendly song that radio stations will play, and a lot of jury members come from the radio stations as well. So in the end, while I would love to see Slovenia in the final, I can't see it happening.
Well, I can actually see juries going behind this because there isn't that many ballads in this semifinal.
Macedonia.
So I can see Slovenia doing really well with the jury, but I don't see the public going behind this at all. It will be in bottom 3.
Yeah, the EBU clearly doesn't believe in it because they're quite predictable with their running orders, and they always put somebody they don't believe is qualifying second. It's become a stereotype. But I do think that the juries are going to get behind it. Probably not enough to just make it qualify based on jury votes alone, but if enough people connect with it, then it might as well qualify. I mean, Slovenia qualified in 2018 and nobody expected it, so they can do it again. I'm always rooting for our little sled.
No one expected it.
Yeah, I didn't.
Well, I did.
And I didn't even expect 2019, can I just say?
Yeah.
I mean, on the words of our favorite Finnish Eurovision representative ever, that was the longest 3 minutes of my life. And that qualified. And I'm referring to Krista Secret.
Wait. Slovenia 2019 was...
Nala Gaspar.
Oh, hey, wait. Yeah, what was 2018 then?
Leia Search.
Hvala ne. Yeah, okay. That I agree on. Sorry, I mixed up the two. I thought that, I mixed up 2019 and 2018. 2018, yeah, I agree. Where did that come from?
Yeah, nobody expected it, but we always need a surprise qualifier. I don't like things too predictable.
And I would love it to be Slovenia, honestly.
Yeah, she deserves.
Well, I can see Slovenia being a dark horse, but I actually don't see it qualifying. Well, let's see.
Well, that's it. Those are our qualifying predictions for this semi-final. Very, very quickly, so that we have this stream just under an hour. One country you're rooting for? I'm gonna say Belgium.
Israel.
Ukraine.
Ireland.
Oh,
that's it. Thank you, everyone, for watching.
No, hold on. I have to say something first.
Go ahead. Keep
an
it brief.
Announcement. Yeah, why brave? We have 2 minutes left. Anyway, no.
Go ahead.
Let's be really thankful for the fact that there were no connection problems in this live stream.
Oh,
finally.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
Our Wi-Fi's were amazing to us, and my Wi-Fi was having problems a couple of hours ago. So let's be thankful.
Thank God.
Is your new laptop working as well?
Yeah.
Are you calling to us from your laptop?
I am. He's very disapproving of this.
Perfect.
Because it's a MacBook and he's an Apple hater.
Well,
no, I mean, whatever works for you.
Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you, guys, for being on this live stream. We will be back. Some of us will be back on Wednesday to predict semi-final 2. And while you're here, please feel free to subscribe to my channel, and you can visit EPIX Eurovision Guys channel over here. And yeah, feel free to hit the thumbs up. Thank you for watching. We're glad to be having Eurovision this year.